NEW 3 is on the air. Live inside Studio Nightclub in the heart of Vancouver, we begin the search for our champion. 16 wrestlers from all across Canada vying to become the first ever NEW champion. The #1 ranked wrestler in NEW, Artemis Spencer, taking on Ontario's Mark Wheeler. Sebastian Wolf and Sharif Morrow. Adam RYDER battles Travis Williams. Miles DeVille and Eli Surge looking for gold at the end of this tournament. ANTON ALEXIEV against BC powerhouse Bishop. Nicole Matthews takes on Evan Rivers. JUDAS ICARUS and Ravenous Randy. And Mr. Ferguson draws Elliot Tyler. The Wise Men put their tag team titles up against the Boros twins. NEW 3. Chase for the championship starts now. Have a slumber knocker in store. Let us go to the ring announcer, Ryan Ventura. Just seconds from now, we got a boatload of people coming down the stairs in a moment. I don't think I've ever seen a nightclub turned into a wrestling, I don't even know how to describe it. It's a work of art.
It's chaos, but it is beautiful chaos here at the Studio Nightclub. I cannot wait for these matches.
Well, we have a sold-out crowd, 2 levels. Let's go to Ryan Ventura.
Check, check. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NEW 3 live from Studio Nightclub. This next match is scheduled for one fall. And it's the first of 15 battles to determine the NEW championship. Coming to the ring first.
The music of James Bond, music that maybe isn't as familiar here in British Columbia as it is back in Ontario, but it only takes a moment to realize that Mark Wheeler is as good as advertised. The Golden Gun in Vancouver tonight.
One shot, one kill. That's all this guy needs to wrap up a match. Very accomplished back in Barrie Championship Wrestling in Ontario. He is the current reigning A1 Alpha Male Champion. This guy's held that belt for over 700 days.
That is not bad, but here tonight, I mean, you got to think about what his day entailed as he yells at the crowd. It had a 5.5-hour flight. He was delayed. He got into Vancouver, and yet here he is, persona. Hey, don't wear leather in the rain. But nonetheless, Mark Wheeler will give Artemis Spencer all he can handle.
He is not making any friends here in Vancouver. And once everybody sees who he's up against here, the clear favorites could be Artemis Spencer.
I'll tell you what, come off the plane after a 5.5-hour flight, and then all of a sudden you got to deal with Artemis Spencer. That is not the easiest thing to absorb. Mark Wheeler with his hands full. One of the most decorated guys in all of the Pacific Northwest, Artemis Spencer.
Also one of the biggest stars initially in NEW. I mean, he was the main event show stealer in NEW 1. Won that electric fatal 4-way at NEW 2. #1 in the singles power rankings. There's the man right there, the measuring stick in the Pacific Northwest. People love it.
Well, there is one other thing that we have to make mention. In NEW 1 and 2, it was an 18-foot ring, 18 by 18. Here tonight at Studio Nightclub, because of the compact confines, it is a 14 by 14 ring. What will that mean when you bring these two wrestlers even closer together?
Artemis Spencer is a pro's pro. He'll be able to make any type of adjustments he needs, no matter where or how big the ring is.
So here we go. The chase for the championship has just begun. The #1 rated Artemis Spencer against the man from Toronto, Mark Wheeler. We're ready to go. What a match to start off this tournament.
And a chant for Artemis Spencer from these people. He is very familiar to the NEW fans.
Power of Spencer can sometimes be underrated. Spencer growling as he looks at Mark Wheeler. Wheeler likes to talk the talk as well. Slap to the chest of Artemis Spencer, who goes right back at the big man.
Artemis Spencer immediately focused here. Usually he comes out, he's got a really positive vibe to him. This is the guy who wants to be the first NEW champion.
Well, there's also expectation on Artemis Spencer. When you walk in as the #1 ranked wrestler, people just assume that you're going to at least go to the Final Four, but what a tough first matchup with Mark Wheeler.
There are a lot of people in the first round of this tournament that have a lot of pressure on them. Maybe to your point, none more than the #1 ranked wrestler in NEW, Artemis Spencer.
Spencer on the offensive, and boy, he can beat you with the punches and the kicks.
A premier striker.
Slap to the chest. Spencer likes to use all the ropes as well as he walks, bobbles off, and look at this.
Golden Gun taking some time to reload on the outside of the ring there. Artemis Spencer getting the crowd fired up. He's going to fly.
Ooh, Wheeler saw what was coming through the ropes and said, not this time, young fella, as Wheeler spins him around and a shot right to the back of the head. Wheeler not making any friends here tonight in Vancouver. Now working on Spencer's ankle. That is an ankle. Well, that one isn't as bad as the left one, but Spencer, the report on Artemis is that he has a damaged, I guess you would say, lower body injury, as they say in the NHL, but I guess the word's out.
Yeah, and Mark Wheeler, he's going to look for any advantage that he can find. So if he sees that ankle is sore, he's going to exploit that throughout the entire match until he gets that win. Vicious.
Spencer flipped all the way around. Wheeler, smart to continue on him. Oh, cleans out his nose right on the number one ranked wrestler.
Disrespectful, and the Studio Nightclub's letting him hear it.
This, I don't know if I would consider it an upset, but this would definitely be a statement if Wheeler could beat Spencer here tonight.
Well, the fans here might not know a lot about Mark Wheeler, but you know Artemis Spencer travels all across Canada wrestling. He's got to be familiar with all of the top talent in the entire country.
Just kicking out is Spencer. Boy, Wheeler was thinking that maybe he had the first upset of the tournament here. Shot right into the back of Spencer. Hammering the upper body right now. Choking Spencer, using that rope to his advantage. He's going to take the full 5 count before he separates. And I'll tell you, this is a match that we knew was going to be good, but I think Wheeler's impressive considering where he woke up this morning back in Ontario.
Yeah, no sign of any jet lag or anything from Mark Wheeler. He is all over Artemis Spencer in the early part of this match, but Spencer can turn just on a dime, and that's what we're seeing now.
Spencer missing with a kick. Big drop kick right to the chin of Spencer. Could this be the first win? 2 and a kick out. Wheeler has been impressive here tonight at Studio. Spencer has been on the offensive, but he has met his match. Cheap shot right to the wrist. Already taped up.
We saw the amount of damage that Artemis Spencer took against Speedball Mike Bailey in the main event of NEW1, so we know he can handle a lot of offensive opponents. Vicious drives to the midsection of Artemis Spencer.
See, but this is where Wheeler's got to keep the pressure on. He can't allow Artie to catch his breath, because when he does, he can change this on a dime. Closed knuckle punch right to the top of the cranium of Spencer, who's slow to get up.
This crowd firmly behind Artemis Spencer. Ooh.
Shot to the face. Spencer comes back with a big kick. Could that be the shift in momentum that Spencer's been looking for?
All he needs is just that one opening, and he can string together a series of moves that are going to get him to the victory.
Trying to draw his strength from the crowd. Can Artemis Spencer find his way to a tournament opening victory? Using the ropes, misses with a shot right in the middle of the ring. Kick right to the solar plexus. Another one, a third, a fourth, a fifth. That would send anybody down to his derriere. And a shot right to the side. And you know what? He didn't catch all of them, but enough of Wheeler's head that Spencer right now with the momentum.
Those kicks of Artemis Spencer just devastating. They felt those at the door.
Spencer drops him down, and boy, that's going to knock the wind out of Wheeler. Do we have our first victory? There's 2, and oh, just about the third.
Got to respect the resilience of Mark Wheeler there. That was maybe Artemis Spencer's one shot he needed.
But Artie keeping the pressure on. Ooh, Wheeler with a quick shot that I think raked the eyes of Artemis Spencer. Boy, what a great start to NEW3 here tonight. The first of 9 matches. Wheeler over the ropes. Spencer surprised he was there and now gets dragged off the top rope. Wheeler back inside. Oh, a shot. This could be it. 1, 2, oh, just in the nick of time.
we're seeing as this match goes on that Mark Wheeler is not taunting as much, not looking to the crowd as much. He's focused on winning this match and hitting his moves.
Two warriors. Boy, think about this. The winner has to come right back and fight in the second round. A whole nother battle.
That's the thing. You want to try and put your opponents away as soon as possible, just to make sure that you're not taking too much damage. It's going to hurt you the rest of the tournament.
Spencer with Wheeler on his hands and knees. Going to go up to the top. Is he going to bring Wheeler with him? Yes, he is. Up to the second turnbuckle.
Impressive strength from Artemis Spencer.
Wheeler in a vulnerable position. Spencer looking up. Is he going to go all the way to the top? You bet he is. Rare air. Oh, boy. Could Wheeler have found his way? Goes up to the second rope, but meets the boot of Artemis Spencer, who's now got him right where he wants him. Is he going to tap him? How about this? Like a boa constrictor, but Wheeler finds the rope.
The ring presence of Mark Wheeler to hit that bottom rope.
That is the 14 by 14 size ring benefit, because if this was in the standard NEW ring, Wheeler had no place to go.
Oh, the second he locked in that submission move, I thought this was over. Spencer
and Wheeler. Oh, boy, a devastating shot. Could this be it? Spencer kicked out. I don't know how.
That was more reflex and instinct than anything, Rob.
Frustrated Mark Wheeler has thrown everything, including the entire kitchen sink, at Artie Spencer, but this is why Spencer is the #1 ranked wrestler in NEW.
And again, Mark Wheeler appealing to the crowd, taunting instead of staying on top of his opponents, and he's going to pay for it right now.
Spencer with shots to the back of Wheeler. Bleeding from the back. He's Artemis Spencer.
We're one match in, there's already blood.
You can see Spencer with that frustration on his face. He too has had Wheeler right where he's wanted him. He's going to try the same move that a couple of minutes ago did not go his way. Spencer all the way on the top rope. And that has to be the end of it.
Mark Wheeler,
but no! Spencer's going to go up again. To the top rope. Finisher for sure. Wheeler stunned. Here comes the pin hook. The leg two. He got him.
The winner of this match,
Wow. Artemis Spencer needed every ounce of his being to come away with a victory over Mark Wheeler. A hard-fought victory nonetheless. But Artemis Spencer is the first of 16 to punch his ticket to the second round.
And he took a lot of damage in that match, Rob.
Well, this is the thing with inter-tournament style that you have to take into consideration here. Sure, he wins the first match, but he's got to come back again and again. And if he wants the gold a fourth time, the wear and tear on these wrestlers will be apparent. But what a win for Artemis Spencer to start off NEW 3. We'll take a break, but first, let's go to a conversation that we had with Sebastian Wolf and Miles DeVille a little bit earlier today.